Welcome to the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL fantasy. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Your hosts, Frosty and Steve. Welcome everyone to the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL fantasy. Frosty, I did the ducking last Tuesday night when you took the podcast solo, but here we are with some key questions and a look into our teams and our tips. So, what you got for me, Frosty?
Good to see you again, Steve. I thought you might have been trying to dodge me after that Warriors result against those wooden spooners Titans, but good to see you show face again. So, looking forward to it.
It was, pretty depressing, the Warriors. I thankfully missed majority of the game with the 21st I got to go spend at. So, a good one to miss, to be honest. And to be honest, I'm actually not looking forward to this weekend because I think the Dolphins could run over them a little bit. But
yeah,
scary times. Panthers holding their tail. So, me being a little bit of a Panthers supporter is not too disappointed with the Panthers popping in the top four, but I would have rather it been for the Bulldogs.
Nah, Dogs are looking good for that 2 spot, eh? So, home semi, here we come.
It's looking likely at the moment. So as mentioned, we're going to have some key questions that I'll ask you, Frosty, and I'll start off with the first one being May or Cleary for captain this week?
Yeah, interesting one. Haas is out the gate now with that back injury lingering in the background, so it's down to 2. I was May last week, and I'm honestly probably looking the same again this week. Cleary didn't really break a sweat last week in the 75, but I did think he's bailed out, as I mentioned in the podcast earlier in the week when I was by myself there. Thought that pass before half-time, that got him a line break in probably 50-odd metres in a try assist. Slightly forward in my eyes, but hey, points are points. And I think they're against the Tigers this week, aren't they? So, could be plenty of points for the Panthers, so don't mind the Cleary shout, but I might stay honest with the true and tried method of May. Yourself, Steve-O?
To be honest, for me, last week you were May and I was Cleary. So I think I got the extra 4 points. I think it was 71. I'll just pop it up now. Yeah, 71. So, I mean, I went Cleary and I was nervous. But this week, when he's facing the Titans, if he's ever going to score a 90, it could be this week. And the thing that worries me about May, that worried me last week, was it's just his minutes. He's playing big minutes each week. You've got to expect sooner or later they give him a spell. But even last week when he was facing, when they're not going well, he's still playing those big minutes when there's no chance of a game result. So even against the Bulldogs this week, they might be up by 30 and Benji might just keep him out on the field. So a difficult one. I think May's your safer option in the top of the table. If you're going for a pod, like potting against May, I think it's definitely Cleary there, or a Farnworth or someone like that. So we just mentioned the Dolphins play the Warriors, so Farnworth I think is in consideration. With Nick Rima back as well, that's a potential 80. It's not going to be me. I'm not going to do it, but I might hold faithful with Cleary this week. So.
Talking on Herbie, that Warriors right edge is looking fairly leaky, aren't they? So could be points galore for Herbie as a great pod option, as you mentioned.
I definitely think so. So, I think, Katoa as well this week could be one where he actually has a blowout week. He's sort of not been above that, 65 too much, but, he's got it in him to score an 80 or a 90. And, if there's a week for it, could be against the Wales. Next question we have for you regarding half cover, now with Hughes out, is having Cleary and Katoa with Campbell as your third option enough? Or do you think you need another solid half option on your bench? Because most people probably play Campbell as one of their starting wing fullbacks and then maybe have like a Drinkwater as their 18th man or something like that.
Yeah. I'm one of those those coaches you speak about there, Steve-O. Katoa and Cleary starting halves. Hughes gone for the season, so he's traded out this week, and Campbell's sitting my wing fullbacks. And I'm going against the grain, which I think will be against the grain, but I'm not going a half. I'm not bringing in a Fogarty or Hines with their buys coming up. I'm actually going on the Harry Grant train. So he's looking to be bounced back, and I'll be slotting him into one of my 4 bench scoring spots there. Or even to start in hooker, which will allow me to have Aaron Clark on the bench as that dual position sort of cover. So that's where I'm going, and I wouldn't mind it from the coaches, especially if you've got a Drinkwater or a Turbo, a Garrick, something like that, sitting on your bench that you're happy slotting in if Campbell needs to replace a Cleary or a Katoa. So yeah, I don't mind that shout myself. What about you?
Yeah, I'm bringing in Campbell. So I had Hughes, Katoa, and Cleary. With Hughes out, I'm bringing in Campbell. He will go to my starting wing fullback, and I'm also trading out someone that we'll talk about in the next question, but and bringing in Galvin. So I think Galvin is going to be a reliable 18th man for me. I don't expect to play him each week, but I think he's going to need as much game time until the finals as possible. And he's been resting the last, 8 weeks, either not playing or playing reduced minutes. So I don't think they need to rest him. He's young. So I'm bringing him in, and I'm hoping for a 45 to 55 point scorer that I can sort of trust to be as my 17th, 18th man. So I will have 4. But that's because I'm sort of cashing out to a Galvin.
Yeah, nice.
And speaking about who I'm cashing out, I'm actually cashing out for Kitty and Duncan. So 2 green dots for me going out the door. But my question for you, Frosty, is it too early to use up my trades and getting out that sort of deadwood players that are still green dots, but they've made their cash, and I'm bringing in players I think are gonna be available most weeks, and do a better job at scoring reliable now. Do you think it's worth holding green dots or trading out the likes of the ones I've mentioned?
I'm probably down your line of thoughts, Stevo. Like that would probably be where I go with it if I was in that position. The likes of a Duncan, if he's stuck in the centres for the next 6 rounds, scoring 30 to 40, he is going to lose that money he's made everyone. I think he's made about 250, 260k, and that's quickly going to fall away and lose that trade value. And they are injury plagued. Prop goes down. You thought, oh, good, he's back. No, he's still hanging out there on the left edge at centre with Host off the bench and Arrow to prop. So it's not looking likely, and you can't be waiting or hoping for yet another injury.
I think.
And same with Fogarty.
Yeah, I think like Duncan, he's at 663k at the minute. He's got a break even of 72. He probably looks like he's going to score a 30 each week. He scored 30 last week. He did score a 50 at centre, but I think he got 2 tries in that. And like he's not reliable. And they've even with, like you say, with the injuries, there's no other centre that they're comfortable playing. So the good thing about it is hopefully he drops a lot of cash ready for next year in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And is somewhere where he's capable and picked up, and he's going to probably end up being a edge centre next year, I'd say. So it's someone that I'm going to be watching for next season if he is starting somewhere in that edge role. But when they get their players back, he's probably not even starting. So
yeah, so I think jump off the wagons. They are just going to lose value. They're going to sit there eroding away, and if they're anywhere near your 17th or 18th spot, they aren't going to be reliable if you've got a buy coverage coming up.
No, definitely. And as you mentioned, for Kitty, I think it's the same. Now that Wong's back and they're basically getting everyone back in the 4 packs, he's coming off the bench. It's just, I'm going him to Galvin and making money from it. And that allows me to basically buy anyone available. So giving myself a couple of reliable scorers compared to someone off the bench that, hey, if there's an injury, like you say, great, but you can't be playing for injuries at the moment. Holding someone waiting for an injury, that is.
Yeah, so 100%.
Another one that people have been talking about trading in for a cheapie because of an injury is Wishart for the Storm. Plays tonight. Is it too much of a risk to bring him at the moment, given his role or position? And we saw how good he went last year when he's playing next to Hughes when Munster's out. But how do you feel he's going to be, or is he going to hold the spot?
Yeah, he's an interesting one because I think it was last season he had the same sort of thing, and he went gangbusters, averaged about 50 there, and was rock solid. Made a whole lot of coin. I think it was more in the middle of the season, possibly, so people could make the most of that cash and cash down and go again. 6 rounds to go. There is the young half on the interchange as well, so it'd be just checking the team list. It's good that they play the first game of the round this week. So
Yeah,
just make
that
sure you
is.
tune into that final team list. And if he's still at 7, well, they probably go that way. They wanted some consistency run into the playoffs. They won't be chopping and changing, I don't think, under Bellamy. So if he's named there this week, it's probably his. If he goes to the interchange, I'll be staying away. But if you're looking at him for at like a 350, 370 sort of K as a cash down, and you're sitting around the 4 or 5 trades, then I'm not so sure. But if you're sitting pretty with 6, 7, 8 trades, a bit more of a luxury because your depth trades at the moment, I'm just not sure they're the go. Like the ones you talked about making earlier, they make sense because they're going to be losing value and averaging 30 to low 40s at best, and you're bringing in guns that are going to average 50 plus. So that makes sense. But those depth moves of a 350, 380K guy that you've sort of been waiting for a moment, maybe too late in the season. Would you agree there or
Yeah,
still get that Rhino down?
no, I definitely think like Wishart, for example. You you're not bringing him in to make money. You're bringing him in now if you think he's cheap and going to be scoring 50s like he did last year. But you've got to be confident in that because do you really want to be playing Wishart and you're 17 at the moment? Like most people should have, 17, 18, 19 good green dots. And I still don't even think Wishart's that player. And I mean, if he's the difference between getting in a Cleary this week, if you're bringing him and
Yeah,
Cleary in, maybe that makes sense if you've got Hughes and, Faketi, and that's what you've got to do. And you need someone at that. He's Tyron Wishart's at 338. So if you've only got, say, 350K, I can understand that move. But if
yeah,
you're going to be
100%.
if you're going to be having cash in the bank, or it's sort of a luxury trade like Fainu for the Tigers to Wishart, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be doing that.
no.
Um, is there anything else you had on your mind for key questions this round, Frosty?
I think, talking about Campbell and the halves and wing fullbacks, there's quite a few of those mid-range options really popping up now. Turbo, you've got Drinkwater, you've got Walsh, Garrick, we've mentioned. Who would be the top of your list if there's people looking to consolidate a wing fullback spot for the run home the last 6 rounds? Who would be your sort of top mid-range wing fullback?
Everyone's getting quite cheap in the wing fullbacks because they're playing pretty
Yeah,
poor. You look at Carraz, Tedesco, they're all under that 700K. Drinky's still well under that. So the ones lower, I think you and me have talked about him. I'm a big fan on Turbo at centre. He sort of replaced that Garrick as being that reliable sort of 40 plus point scorer and having that duel. And I could probably bring him up quickly. He's not like he's out of reach either. So
that's right.
um, yeah, to give yourself some
He's one.
coverage. I mean, they don't have a buy. They're not going to rest anyone at Manly either. Um,
No,
yeah, I mean, he's owned by 13.5%. He's 550K, so he's. I mean, I've got him, and I've been really happy with him at playing at centre. I'm not happy with Garrett, even though he's kicking. But yeah, Turbo's going to probably end up being around that 650K by the end of the round robin. So I think he's someone that I'm going to be playing potentially over Galvin and Drinkwater in my team because I'm just trusted a little bit more. But
oh,
it's going to
hold on,
be
Steve. I'll leave you do it.
no worries. The yeah, Turbo, not the worst option for me. We'll jump back into here. And while Frosty is just coming back to us,
Sorry, yep.
no, that's all right. Well, we might jump in now to our teams, and if you're good to go, Frosty, I will start with your team. I've just got
Yeah,
it up
no,
on the screen
sweet.
now.
Oh, I'll be quick through this, Stevo, and then some tipping. Uh, My team went all right last week. Had a bit of a bounce back factor, made up 80 ranks, so I'm now sitting at 598. You can see there, Grant come in, provided a nice 70 with a jolt of 62 with a massive point of difference there. I think under 1% owned in the top 1,000, if not top 5,000. And pretty solid everywhere else with Hughes 27. Sorry, Grant in this week. That's my move this week. So it was Haas, Jolliffe, Guymer 46 was who I brought in last week, and Garrick with a 21, unfortunately, but made 80 ranks, so can't complain.
And the
what about yourself?
Yeah, in the 500s, Frosty. So it's looking pretty good. And looking at your squad, you've got a nice run home, I think.
Looking forward to the run home.
For me, I had a shocking week last week. I went back 400 ranks. So I went from being 930 to 1339 and really disappointed with that. I'm not sure why, because it wasn't terrible. I scored a 932, but Hughes going average. I had Garrick, terrible. I've got those players I mentioned that I just don't trust in Fekete and Duncan. I gave them that one more week, and that was my downfall. Like, it should have been last week I made that trade to Grant and Galvin or Campbell. And I also had Shibasaki, who I floated between trading for Campbell and or holding him for one more week, and decided against making the trade, keeping that green dot. And I think that was my downfall, just holding those green dots too long. I got to, as we've said, we're not going to being in the top thousands nothing if we don't try and at least go for a higher rank. I'm not gonna be happy to be around 1,400. I want to try and get up to around that 300 or something like that. So, might as well use the trades, try and bring the guns in and see what happens. I'll just quickly go into tipping for this week, and we'll try and fly through this a little bit. The Storm versus the Eels in Parramatta. What you go?
Storm there, Steve-O.
Definitely Storm, $1.32, lock it in. The one we've talked a bit about, Warriors versus Dolphins in Auckland. I'll lead this one, and we've said it already, but that Warriors team's starting to look pretty ugly with a few of their players out this week. And the Dolphins bringing people back. Nikorima's back. Farnworth goes better with him. Katoa goes better with him. I'm locking the Dolphins in about 20 points. By about 20 points. So.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Steve-O. Hey, brave man going against the Wars at Mount Smart. But, I think Dolphins are attacking team, and, Warriors just a little bit iffy at the moment, so Dolphins for me too.
If there's an upset and the Warriors win, I won't be disappointed. Next game, I think could be the widest margin of odds, is the Broncos versus the Rabbitohs. Easy lock for the Broncos this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Even after losing to Parramatta?
If they go back-to-back losses with the Bunnies as well, they are in serious trouble.
I don't see it happening. I think Bunnies are going to lock into that wooden spoon potentially.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got the other contenders for the spoon is the Titans and against the Panthers, who are pushing for that top 4 spot. Is it a simple one, Panthers, to go? Is it 8 in a row or is it 9? I'm going on a bit of a run now, and Titans though off the back of their impressive wins. So, is there a bit of fire in the belly for the Titans?
Yeah, gee, I tell you what, I backed the Titans for upsets 2 weeks in a row and finally gave up on them, and then they upset the Warriors. So I don't think they'll do it again. I will be in behind the Panthers for 8 straight, I think it is.
8 straight. I'm not going against the Panthers, that's for sure. As you mentioned there, I've actually got quite a handy lead on you now in these picks, Frosty.
Yeah.
Dragons versus the Raiders. Raiders, is this going for 10 straight?
Yeah.
I don't see the Raiders losing. I think they're a pretty well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Dragons will get up for it because bit of a derby this one usually, but Raiders too good for me.
Next game, we have the Sea Eagles versus the Roosters, and it's probably this and maybe the Sharks Cowboys as the 2 games of the rounds where it could go either way. For me, I'm going to back the Sea Eagles over the Roosters at home.
And I'll go against you here, Steve. I think the first one of the week, and I will back the Roosters. They're looking pretty good, like you said, just before they give the troops back. So just about the game of the round for me, behind the Dogs, of course, but looking forward to this one.
Yes, I am too. I am quite keen on watching the Eagles, and the Roosters with a young team. I quite like it as well. Next, we have the West Tigers versus the ex-West Tiger player Galvin with the Bulldogs. Is this going to be a game that gets a bit of publicity about that Galvin? Do you think they come out attacking him?
Yeah, I think they're already referring to it as the Galvin Cup. So Tigers CEO has come out and given the classic, I don't want the fans booing him, but he will be copping plenty of the young fella. So Dogs boys will be right up for him. And really looking forward to this one. Could be a bit spicy with the Luai and Co in there.
Luai and Coruscant going against Galvin after that sort of that chat in the locker room, before he moved and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can just picture Luai going a bit, standing over top of him after a hit and just getting a bit stuck in. And I'm here for it, to be honest with you. I'm here for it. I want to see it.
Yeah, and looking forward to it.
If I was a brave man, I would back the Tigers, but I'll try not to be a stupid man, and I will pick the Bulldogs also. Lastly, we have the Sharks playing the Cowboys, and the Sharks are heavy favourites, but is there an upset on the cards, Frosty?
Cowboys just inconsistent. I guess the Sharks are, but I think the Sharks have just found a little something over the last fortnight or so. So for me, it'll be the Sharks. I'm not sure if this will be low scoring or high scoring, but I'm expecting a few points in it with the Cowboys defense. So be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think this is, a good one to finish on Sunday night. I'm looking forward to this game. Both sort of teams that have a bit to prove. They're both, not in the 8 comfortably. And it takes one win, one loss for either one of these teams to sort of, upset them. So
yeah,
both teams are going to be up for this. Cowboys need to win it, otherwise they're going to slide fast. And Sharks, they probably won't stay in the top 8 unless they win. So I'm going to pick the Sharks at home. But I'd love to see Dearden and the boys get up. Drinky for a cheeky 70 when I've got them on the bench not playing.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
That will it will ruin me, but I'll be happy at the same time. Yeah, and anyway, Frosty, that was our quick wrap up. We've got our tips in there, a couple of key questions, and looking forward to tonight's game.
I can't wait. Bring on the footy.
Bring on another round of footy, and you might see the Taranaki jersey there. So I'm going to be going to the Taranaki, defending the Rankfully Shield tomorrow night.
Yeah, how crowd.
Good. So looking forward to a bit of rugby back at the stadium this season. So I'll sure we'll chat, and we'll see everyone else next week on the Fantasy HQ. Welcome to the Fantasy HQ podcast, all things NRL fantasy. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Your hosts, Frosty and Steve-O.